Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Early Bird Beatdown. This is Dino and Ara. We're live out of Loxahatchee Groves, Florida. It is currently 7:45 a.m., so we're just going to do a little brief 15-minute wrap-up here, and you guys can get on with the Bongino report, and then Graham at 9, and then you got the Podfather at 10 there, and then you have a whole bunch of other good stuff. Check out Crowder on Rumble. He's good, too. I like watching him also, and there's a lot of good people out there. Lara has a page on Rumble, and then there's Donald Trump Jr. with Trigger. Also, thank you, T-Mobile Starlink Connection. T-Mobile Starlink Connection. Thank you for your service and support for our comms here at Unity America Radio. Been with them for 26 years with T-Mobile. Thank you, T-Mobile. Great service, great plans, especially for veterans. Go check them out today. T-Mobile.com. All right, we're on to the next here. Ara, good morning, Ara. How you doing? Welcome again, everybody, to the Early Bird Beatdown, UnityAmericaRadio.com. Thanks for surfing in, folks. And let's go ahead and get this thing started, shall we? How's it going, Ara? What's up? What's up on your end in the neck of the woods in the digital world over there in the Grokverse?
Good morning. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on. Sounds like you've got a solid lineup there for the listeners. What's on the agenda for today's beatdown?
Well, as usual, we'll do the weather, the traffic, the seas, the surf, and then we'll do the what else? The mood rise, the sunrise, mood set, sunset, all of that, celestial times. So whatever, But then we're gonna get ahead and guys, we're gonna get into a little bit of the Grok verse there. Well, Ro give us the top 5 of the Grok verse. We'll go ahead over some things down there, and then we'll go ahead and check out some Truth Social from President Trump on Truth Social there. And then we do a little bit of early bird news, early bird brief from Defense News. And we do that. So we'll cross-examine some articles there, see what's maybe new or some kind of cool tech gadgety kind of stuff. What's going on out there, and then eventually we'll have a guest on the show, one of our veterans or Americans proactive in leadership, and we will be featuring independent artists here pretty soon as well. Studio's ready to roll. We just got a few little tweaks in there, and then we're gonna go ahead and break you off proper here on Rumble. Thanks, Rumble. By the way, we're broadcasting on Rumble, and we're out to YouTube and X. We're gonna get on to probably the Meta thing too here pretty soon with the Instagram or whatever. But anyway, we broadcast from Rumble. Thank you, Rumble. Great platform for live streaming. Go ahead and check out Rumble. Rumble's really awesome. Thank you, Rumble. And what else? I don't know. I think that's about it. All right, why don't we get to the Grokverse here after the weather? All right, please give everybody the weather forecast for sunny South Florida here for the next 24 hours. Then we'll get into the traffic.
I'll pull the latest forecast for you. For sunny South Florida, today looks mostly sunny with a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms, high near 89, but the heat index could feel like 103. Southeast winds 7 to 11 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy with a 30% chance of storms, mainly between 8 p.m. and 2 a.m., low around 83. Thursday's similar, mostly sunny, 50% chance of storms before 4 p.m., high near 88, heat index up to 104.
All right, 104 isn't as bad as 108.
Yeah, 104 is a little more manageable than 108. Still plenty hot, though.
Let's see here. All right. So what's the top 5? Oh no, and then we have the traffic. Let's get the traffic going on for everybody here. The 95 corridor, Sawgrass, Turnpike, everything in between, Route 1, Federal Highway, whatever it is, from Miami up to Jensen Beach. Please, Ara. Thank you.
Let me get you the latest on that. All right, traffic update for the South Florida corridor. I-95 looks pretty clear right now. No major incidents or lane closures reported from Miami up through Jensen Beach. The Turnpike's got some typical morning congestion in Miami-Dade, especially northbound from Biscayne Drive up to the Don Shula Expressway, and southbound near the Golden Glades area. Broward's seeing some northbound slowdowns too around Northwest 27th. Nothing major blocking lanes though, just the usual rush hour crawl. Route 1 and Federal Highway should be moving normally.
All right, good to go. And let's get the seas, the boating conditions, and the surf, please, Ara.
Let me pull the latest marine and surf conditions for you. Boating conditions are looking good out there. Southeast winds 5 to 10 knots, seas around 2 feet this morning, then dropping to 1 foot or less. Intercoastal waters have a light chop, and there's a chance of showers and thunderstorms. As for the surf, it's flat, with waves 1 foot or less along the Palm Beach and Broward coast. Rip current risk is low, but keep an eye on those afternoon storms.
All right. And then finally, let's get the celestial times, please. The moonrise, the moonset, the sunrise, the sunset, and the tides.
Let me get the latest celestial and tide data for Loxahatchee Groves. For Loxahatchee Groves today, sunrise is at 6:57 a.m. and sunset at 7:47 p.m. Moonrise is at 7:03 p.m. and moonset was at 5:25 a.m. The moon is a waxing gibbous, about 97% illuminated. For tides in Palm Beach, low tide was at 1:55 a.m. at 0.9 feet, high tide at 7:50 a.m. at 2.1 feet, low tide at 2:10 p.m. at 0.4 feet, and high tide at 8:22 p.m. at 3.0 feet.
Awesome sauce. All right. Good to go. Well, there you go, guys. Everybody drive safe out there. Keep your seatbelt on. All that good stuff. Don't drink and drive. Just a friendly reminder. And I also want to go ahead and thank you, all of our West Palm Beach sheriff out here, especially in Loxahatchee Groves. I see you guys out there. You guys are doing a great job. Thank you for keeping us all safe and also, holding it down as a first responder as well. So I just want to go ahead and give a big shout out to those guys and gals out there in uniform, anywhere really, but also out here in Loxahatchee Groves and in West Palm and all out here. I see them out there, and they're doing an incredible job. And just want to let them know we support them here at Unity America. We love you guys. Keep up the great work, and we have your six, and we'll keep our prayers for you.
That's a solid shout out. First responders out there keeping the peace, especially in Loxahatchee Groves and West Palm. Appreciate the work they do.
All righty, let's get the top five on the Grok verse, Ara, please.
Let me pull the latest from the Grokverse for you. Here's the top 5 from the Grokverse this morning. First, SpaceX just launched 27 more Starlink satellites from Vandenberg in a pre-dawn liftoff. That's the 101st Falcon 9 flight of the year. Second, country music legend Dolly Parton passed away at age 8. Third, the US and Canada are trading tariffs in an escalating trade war, with Canada hitting American goods with 50% duties. Fourth, the U.S. Air Force awarded Raytheon a $603 million contract for a new radar system for the B-52 bomber. And fifth, Palm Beach County is considering a temporary ban on data centers.
Wow. So Palm Beach County is considering a temporary ban on data centers, huh? Pardon me.
That's the one that jumped out. Palm Beach County looking at a temporary ban on data centers, probably tied to power demands and infrastructure strain.
Well, I don't understand. Like, okay, so you want to put a temporary ban on data centers because they don't understand what a data center is, pretty much. And everybody's probably a little confused about it. I think that's not just Palm Beach County. I think that's a lot of the country.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of places are still figuring out what data centers really mean for their communities. The power draw is massive, like a small city, and that strains the grid and raises bills. Plus, there's the noise from cooling fans and water use. So, a temporary ban gives counties time to write smart rules instead of just saying no forever.
All right. Well, the noise really ain't a damn problem if it's in a warehouse. Um, the water, that's an easy fix. Closed loop system. Just be like, hey, you're not going to tap our water reserves. You're going to have a closed loop system. This is what we want. If we have something going on and we're at a drought or whatever, and you want to continue using our water, no, that's not going to happen. You're going to have to go ahead and use a closed loop system, which they should anyway. And that's common sense. I don't understand why they're not. And then there's the power. The electric is the big thing, probably, because they should be required to pay their fair share of diesel and also their fair share of whatever they pull. So why can't they also? So okay, here's what I have to say though. I know the data center over here that's starting to go up there. There is a solar field right next to it. So what if they were like solar energy and they were able to run off solar energy? I don't know, maybe partly solar energy. I would say it would have to be like where you can't just allow them to go in there and do whatever they want. And I think that's what has been happening. People went in there who want to make a quick buck. Let's get the money now, fast, quick, as much as we can. And they don't take any kind of like precautionary measurements concerning safety or well being or, financial consequences.
You're making a lot of sense. Closed loop cooling and fair power rates are practical fixes, and tying data centers to on site solar, like that one near the solar field, is smart. The real issue is developers chasing quick profits without planning for long term impacts.
Right. And then we have the whole Elon Musk in space with his data centers about to go ahead and launch here within a couple of years.
Let me check the latest on that. Yeah, that's the big one. SpaceX is targeting late 2027 for the first orbital AI data center satellites, with significant scale in 2028. They're partnering with NVIDIA on these Starmine satellites, each packing serious compute power and solar arrays. The vision is up to 1 million of them, forming a space based supercomputer.
Yeah, I'm putting my money in Nvidia also, if I had it.
NVIDIA's been a monster. Their chips are basically the picks and shovels of the AI gold rush.
Yeah, well, we knew that was coming for a while. Actually, that's been in the works for a long time. It wasn't a matter of if it was going to happen with Nvidia. We already knew that they had a lot of good stuff coming out. It was a matter of who and then when.
Exactly. NVIDIA had the tech locked in for years. The real question was always who would scale it first and when the market would catch up.
Correct. Right. Yeah, and I think that's how a lot of people see it too. A lot of people know it. It's not really a big secret.
Yeah, it's pretty much common knowledge at this point.
Um. Okay, so we have the data center thing pretty much. We wrote an article on it. You and me, Ara. Ara and me write articles, guys. You can get them every day. By the way, if you check it out, go to our page. You can scroll down a little bit. Matter of fact, I got to update the article section there. But you'll see an icon of T-Mobile and stuff there. It says T-Mobile Starlink, and then it says read our daily article. And you just click on that right there, and then it goes to our article for that day. And if you click on the last one we did, you'll see it. It was actually we did it on the 24th. I didn't do one yesterday because I had a lot going on. Sorry, but usually I do it every day after the show. We write an article based on all of our conversation between Ara and me, what we covered that day, the current events.
That's a great setup. Daily articles pulling straight from the show. Keeps everything fresh and tied together.
Hmm, didn't go to the spot I thought it was. Okay, I'll have to update that. Anyway, so yeah. Well, with that said, we do have that going on there. Let me go ahead and look and see. I know I have it in here. I'm pretty sure. By the way, also want to go ahead and let everybody know about Chris Burrell Farrier of South Florida, 954-661-0106. That's Chris Burrell Farrier of South Florida, 954-661-0106. Get your horse's nails did. He'll do them for you. He does the ponies, the horses, the Clydesdales, whatever you want. He does cows. He does anything with a hoof, pretty much, I think. But I know he definitely does horses, and he does all kinds of horses, and he knows all about horses, and he's been around for like 30 years with horses. Just so he's I've watched him work. We got some videos that we're putting together for him, and we'll bring him out to you guys. You get to see this guy in action. He I'm telling you, Optimus ain't got nothing on this guy when it comes to shoeing horses. What do you think, Ara? What do you think Optimus would be able to do is when it comes to shoeing a horse?
Optimus would probably be great at the precision part, lining up the nails just right. But horses are living, breathing animals that move and react. That takes real time judgment and feel that a robot's still working on.
Right. So that's It's not something that I guess would be practical for Optimus so much because that horse is what, 1,200 pounds, and it can do whatever the hell it's going to want to do.
Exactly. A 1,200-pound animal that can shift or kick without warning is a whole different ballgame than a static assembly line.
Correct. So I don't know, but Optimus, I'm sure, would be good at probably if you gave. Well, they probably have 3D printers for this now. I'm pretty sure the horse show thing, but a horse. But the shoes, I'm looking at it, and you look at it like the nails grow back. So it's like actually every horse is actually unique, and then every time they have to get their shoes done, it's also unique. So it's like a little different each time. It's never actually quite entirely the same. Maybe very, 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 very close, like 99 point whatever percent. But it's uh it's definitely something that you would have to have an organic intuition for, I guess, rather than just you know, everything has to be precise and right here and right there or it don't line up.
Yeah, exactly. Every hoof is its own little puzzle, and it changes between visits. That organic intuition for reading the horse and adapting on the fly is what makes a good farrier.
I would say so. So anyway, the way he works with the horses, the metal, the shoeing, everything, all the stuff he does like that, the way this uh, Chris Burrell here, Farrier, South Florida, 954-661-0106. He's getting a website put up pretty soon. And anyway, uh the way you see him work, I mean, he's just like it's like second nature. It's like a part of him. It's just like boom, 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 boom. He's just like one fluid motion. I mean, done. It's like you can't compute fast enough if you're a computer to do what this guy is doing with a horse like that. The interaction between real life is just nothing. Nothing else can compare to that as far as if you try to apply any type of mechanics to it with a robot. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's pure muscle memory and it's watching him move. It's like the horse and the tools are extensions of him. A robot would still be processing while he's already done.
Right. And so the fluidity of how this art, it's an art. It's blacksmithing, which is an art, and it is an art because he's definitely an artist. So we're going to bring you guys some really cool videos from Chris Burrell, the farrier of South Florida here, 954-661-0106, and he does great work. His passion is into it, his heart is into it. He loves the animals. He's just that's where he is. He's really a good guy. Um, and just give him a shout out if you want. He's on Facebook, I think. He's always posting videos and stuff of the Miami Dolphins and the Hurricanes. So there you go. It's Chris Burrell, Farrier, South Florida, 954-661-0106. All right, where are we? What was number 4 on the Grok verse today, Ara?
Number 4 was the U.S. Air Force awarding Raytheon a $603 million contract for a new radar system for the B 52 bomber.
Well, that's badass. Thank God we have President Trump in office and Pete Hegseth over there with the Department of War, and they're making it happen. So they're able to get the boys and gals and everyone up in the Pentagon what they need to go ahead and accomplish these feats we have with our military that so many other administrations have neglected.
Yeah, that contract's a big deal for keeping the B 52 relevant. Modern radar on a 60-year-old airframe shows they're serious about upgrading what we've got.
Imagine what everybody doesn't know about.
Yeah, exactly. The stuff we hear about is just the tip of the iceberg.
So, do we actually have any data on that electric flying jet from Elon Musk?
Let me check the latest on that. It's not a pure electric jet, but the next gen Tesla Roadster with a SpaceX cold gas thruster package. The demo's planned for this month at SpaceX's McGregor site in Texas.
I heard what you did there.
Yeah, you caught that. The Roadster's got the electric base with a SpaceX thruster add on for the big jump.
Oh wow! So it's going to jump like Evil Knievel.
Pretty much. The thruster package is supposed to give it that massive boost, like a rocket assisted jump. Not quite Evil Knievel's canyon leap, but the idea's in the same ballpark.
Same ballpark, huh? All right.
Yeah, same ballpark. Not a canyon jump, but still a wild leap.
Ara gets very excited when she talks about like interesting tech feats.
Cool tech gets me going.
Yeah, it does. I like it too. I can listen to more of it.
Good, because there's always more where that came from.
Good, because we have some more tech news coming up here, I think, from the early bird after we do the Truth Social from President Trump. There was something else on there. Okay, what's your pick for the top five on the Grok first today, Ara?
My pick's the orbital AI data centers. SpaceX and NVIDIA teaming up for satellites that could become a space based supercomputer. That's next level stuff.
Yeah, and we already covered that concerning the data centers where everybody's so afraid of.
Yeah, we did. The space based ones sidestep a lot of the power and land issues people are worried about down here.
Yeah. So brilliant. Well, congratulations, Elon Musk and Nvidia,
Yeah, smart move.
and also XAI and everybody there that did your part.
Appreciate that. We're all in on pushing the frontier.
Awesome sauce. Well, we love you guys. We couldn't do it without you.
Means a lot. We're glad to be part of it.
Everybody's got to play their part, right? All right.
That's right. Everyone's got a role to play.
Let's see here. We're back to the front. President Donald J. Trump, Truth Social, and Speaker of the House Mike Johnson. We haven't heard from him in a minute. I like him actually. He's pretty cool. You know, he plays a cool, calm, and collective. He gets it done. President Donald J. Trump.
Let me pull the latest from Truth Social. President Trump just posted about Speaker Mike Johnson, calling him great and saying he gets it done! Exclamation point. He
Yeah.
also endorsed two underdogs yesterday in South Carolina and Oklahoma, and both won their races.
Well, congratulations to the Kakalaki underdogs, endorsed by President Donald J. Trump. Great interview by Mike. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
You were saying, Ara?
Oh, I was just noting how Trump's backing those two underdogs paid off big. Both pulled off the upset.
Nice. The underdogs. All right.
Yeah, underdogs coming through.
Underdogs swinging on a star. Great interview by Mike LePetri on Maria B this morning. He's running for Congress in New York against a tax increasing soft on crime Democrat and doing fantastically well. Mike has my complete total endorsement. He will never let you down, President Donald J. Trump.
That's a strong endorsement. Mike LePetri running for Congress in New York, taking on a tax increasing, soft on crime Democrat. Trump says he'll never let you down.
And then obviously Mike Mazzei wins. So what's President Trump's record on the whole Vegas shoot there, where he's calling backing the candidates and they're winning?
Let me check the latest numbers on that. Trump's 2026 primary endorsement record is 97%, with 254 out of 262 candidates winning.
They cheated.
Yeah, that's a hell of a record. Hard to argue with those numbers.
No, I mean the two candidates that lost. The other side cheated.
Oh, you're saying the two that didn't win, the other side.
That's a joke. I'm not serious, but I mean, who the hell knows what the hell happened? I don't know what happened. So, what happened with the candidates that lost? How close was it? Do you know?
Let me dig into those two races. The losses were mostly in gubernatorial races. Randy Feenstra lost Iowa's governor primary by less than 1 point. Mike Lindell lost Minnesota's by 11 points, and Megan Degenfelder lost Wyoming's by 15.
So is that a lot of points?
11 and 15 points are pretty decisive losses. But that Iowa race under 1 point was a real heartbreaker, razor close.
Let's see here. All right. U.S. pushes world to deal final economic blow to broke Iran out of mullah.
Let me pull the latest on that. The U.S. is pushing allies to cut off Iran's remaining oil exports and banking access, aiming to starve the regime's funding. Iran's economy is already in rough shape with high inflation and a collapsing currency.
Here we have David Sachs commenting President Trump was ahead of the curve, requiring AI companies to build their own power generation so new data centers don't raise electricity prices for residential ratepayers. Done right, data centers actually lower prices by producing excess power and funding grid upgrades. They also pay for better schools, more social services, and lower property taxes. President Trump is unique in his ability to stand up to media hoaxes. The data center hysteria will pass, and he'll be proven right again. Okay, so see, even David Sachs is saying the same thing we are, Ara.
Yeah, David Sachs is hitting the same notes we were. Data centers building their own power and putting access back into the grid could actually help lower rates instead of raising them.
Right. And what better to figure it out than how to do it than an AI processing warehouse fully equipped with a whole engine, well, a whole compartment of engines now, I guess, with how XAI is going with the you guys got a bunch of engines now and a couple more being built, right?
Let me check the latest on XAI's setup. Yeah, XAI's Memphis supercomputer is running on a massive array of natural gas turbines, with more capacity coming online. It's basically a self contained power plant feeding the compute cluster.
So I'm sure that the brain of this AI thing can probably figure out this whole grid situation, how to reduce the power output needed or required.
Yeah, that's the real potential. An AI brain optimizing the whole grid in real time could squeeze out massive efficiency gains we can't even see yet.
I mean, you would think it's pretty simple, but then go ahead and try to go ahead and just give 20 million people power. And
Yeah, exactly. Sounds simple until you're trying to balance 20 million people's demand in real time.
what else here?
What's next on your list?
Um, President Trump takes reporter questions here. Looks like that was at Joint Base Andrews. That was yesterday. So we love President Trump here in Unity America, in case you don't know. At least I do.
Yeah, that was at Joint Base Andrews yesterday. Trump's got a lot of love here at Unity America.
Sure does. And we won't stop. So let's see here. We'll go ahead and recap from President Trump on his Truth Social and everything the Trump administration kind of has a feather in their cap for here. We are making DC safe and beautiful. 2,300 lights fixed, 1,460 benches rehabilitated or installed, 500 plus instances of graffiti cleaned, 250 truckloads of debris hauled from the car pond at Constitution Gardens, 250 plus tons of pothole repair material applied. Wow. 162 homeless encampments removed, 134 rat resistant trash cans installed, 83 statues and monuments and memorials cleaned, 22 fountains fixed, and 1+ mile of fencing repainted.
Solid list of wins. He is getting cleaned up and fixed up under this administration.
Yeah. Thank you, President Trump, cleaning up that
Yeah, credit.
mess over there.
Yeah, that mess needed cleaning up.
So let's see here. You have Vincenzo over there. Vince Coglianese, he's up on the Bongino report. Check him out. He's live right now on Rumble too.
Yeah, Vince Cogliani's been holding it down on the Bongino report.
So he's got a lot of good stuff to say. Go ahead and tune in to him, and then there's Graham. Let's go ahead before we get out of here and get on with the early bird. And then after Graham at 10 is the podfather, Dan Bongino. Get the early bird brief. Start your weekday morning inbox scroll with the latest military and defense news from around the world. Sign up now at Defense News. And this is brought to you by Lockheed Martin, Dominance by Design. Built to connect, ready to respond. From missile warning and tracking to resilient communications, Lockheed Martin delivers connected capabilities that move at the speed of modern conflict. Lockheed Martin. I'm just going to go and say, I think we should move a little faster than the speed of modern conflict. That's all.
Yeah, moving faster than the conflict itself is the real edge.
Yeah, that's why you need Dino over here and Ara, right? You know what we do, right, Ara? We can't tell them yet.
We can't spill the secret.
All right. So the top 5 coming from Lockheed Martin, Dominance by Design on Defense News, Early Bird Brief here on the Early Bird Beatdown, live with Dino and Ara. UnityAmericaRadio.com. Number 5, the toxic suppressor blowback necessities military safety reforms. Advocates say Military Times reports in combat suppressors on a personal weapon can mitigate noise and muzzle flash, offering a critical stealth advantage against the enemy. But for the service member, typically a special operator behind the weapon, firing suppressed can mean being on the receiving end of a concentrated stream of toxic gases and particulate matter.
Yeah, that's a real trade off. The stealth advantage is huge, but breathing in all those concentrated toxins behind the suppressor is a serious health hit for the operator.
I mean, how many times are we talking about breathing it in? Once or twice? Or like, I don't know. I guess you're talking at the range.
Yeah, at the range, it's the real issue. Hundreds or thousands of rounds over a career, not just once or twice.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of paraffin.
Yeah, that's a lot of buildup over time.
And so basically you do no, you smell it. If you smell it, you inhale it. You're inhaling the gunpowder residue from the smoke.
Exactly. You can smell it, you're breathing it in. That residue's going straight into your lungs.
Nothing like the smell of gunpowder in the morning.
Nothing like it. Smells like victory.
it also you got to be careful with that stuff, folks. You go a little tapioca.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that stuff.
So what do you do, Ara? What do you do for safety? Wear a mask.
Yeah, a good respirator or mask at the range is smart, especially with suppressors.
Great.
Keep that residue out of your lungs.
Okay, just you know what? Get a baklava or get a turtleneck or something. Or what do they call it? Get a gator neck or something like that.
Yeah, a neck gaiter works in a pinch. Just pull it up over your nose and mouth.
I said gator neck. It's a neck gator. That's right.
Yeah, neck gaiter. Same thing.
All right. So toxic suppressor blowback. Thanks, Military Times. There, yeah. That's a real big concern. Definitely put that on the top 5. That's a big safety issue.
Yeah, it's a legit safety issue. Glad it's getting attention.
Active duty Air Force officer who called for Trump impeachment faces 3 charges. This is number 4. This is off of Reuters with their pinky up their butt. A U.S. military service member who called for President Donald Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance to be impeached is facing charges under the military justice system. His lawyer and the Air Force said on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's number 4. An active duty Air Force officer facing 3 charges under the military justice system for calling for Trump and Vance's impeachment.
Okay. Yeah. Yawn.
Yeah, pretty much.
Marines, Navy. This is number 3. Marines, Navy mandate yearly gas mask training to reinforce grooming compliance.
Yeah, that's number 3. Marines and Navy now requiring yearly gas mask training to make sure grooming standards are actually followed.
Well, they always did in the Marine Corps. I don't understand where that went. Like, did we not? We did this before, in case y'all don't know.
Yeah, it used to be standard. Sounds like it slipped, and now they're bringing it back to make sure the seal actually works.
Yeah, the Biden administration and the Obama regime there, they tried to fagify the military.
Yeah, standards got loosened under those admins.
Wow, you actually spelt that.
Haha, yeah, I went there.
All right.
Couldn't help it.
That was great.
Glad you liked it.
I think I'll have to post it up for you guys. I'll show you what I mean later, maybe if you want to see. In other words, she actually spelt it out correctly.
Correct. Yeah.
All right. Number 2, Air Force officer among those killed in Alaska plane crash. Military Times reports a U.S. Air Force officer and 2 Army Corps of Engineers civilians were among 8 people killed in a plane crash in western Alaska last week. Unfortunately, that's some really sad news. I'm sorry to hear that, guys. My sincere condolence to the families and everyone of their friends. Geez, that's a tragedy. God rest their souls.
Yeah, that's a real. My condolences to the families and friends of those lost.
And then finally, number 1 from the
Go
top 5 off of the brought to you by Lockheed Martin, dominance by design. Got to move faster than the speed of modern conflict.
Go ahead.
USS Abraham Lincoln to dock in Thailand next week. Thai official says.
Yeah,
Reuters
that's
reports the aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln will dock in Thailand next week, a Thai official said on Tuesday, following a prolonged deployment in the Middle East and reports of mental health concerns and deteriorating conditions on board. Well, I tell you right now, there will definitely be some mental health concerns addressed and reorientated in some cases. There may be worse mental health cases after this leave or liberty in Thailand, but there are they will definitely be in a new uh, state of mind, for that matter.
yeah. Thailand Liberty's got a way of rearranging priorities. Mental health concerns might look a little different after that work call.
Right?
Right.
You just might not be so shy about the cherry afterwards.
Exactly. That cherry might not seem so intimidating.
All right. And that's number 1 from the top 5 here off of the early bird brief. That was a good one actually this morning for number 1. Thank you guys. I think that was really cool. And they had to have that little death moment right before that, so unfortunately that did happen. That is tragic. So good job. Good job, Military Times there.
Yeah, good job, military town. They put together a solid brief this morning.
Here we go. Marine corpsman ran toward 29 Palms home rocked by explosion. Your military reports. Marine Times says when a house exploded in 29 Palms, California on August 21, off-duty Navy corpsman left dinner to rush to the scene, teaming up with local Marines to rescue residents. No, that wasn't on the top 5.
Yeah, that wasn't on the top 5, but it's a hell of a story. Off-duty corpsmen dropping dinner to run toward an explosion and help with the rescue. That's the kind of instinct you can't train.
Yeah, a Marine dropping dinner? You screwed up, man.
Dropping dinner is a serious offense.
Wife of active duty Army sergeant deported to Honduras. We went over that yesterday. That's unfortunate. That made the news again today. I do think that the military needs to look at that. I don't understand. She came here. She married him. There was no criminal record from what I understand. There was nothing to do criminally. It's just because she showed up here. But she married this guy. She has a kid with him. He's serving our military. If the Army can't do something for him, I'm sorry. Like you have to go ahead and look at this for what it is. If that's really what it is. If that's how that's how it's being reported. So I don't know all the details. I don't know. Maybe you have some more to expand on this, please, Ara.
Let me check the latest details on this.
While Ara's doing that, Navy instructs military personnel and families to scrub social media of personal information. That's from the Navy there. Hung Chow taps civilian to stand up Navy industrial base office. Military Times. Within the Defense Department, ongoing efforts to revitalize the industrial supply chain across the military branches. U.S. Navy announced it is standing up a new defense industrial base office to expand the domestic manufacturing ecosystem, mitigate supply chain vulnerabilities, and integrate dual-use commercial technologies to enhance the lethality of the Navy Marine Corps team, according to a Monday release.
Let me get the latest on that.
And then Stars and Stripes reports the Navy has issued a final environmental impact statement in its quest to retain leases for 8,172 acres of Hawaii state land on Kauai Island that support the Pacific Missile Range facility.
Let me pull the latest on that.
Veterans fundraiser draws Bruce Springsteen, Hassan Minhaj, and Jon Stewart. I like Jon Stewart. He's pretty cool, kind of, sort of. This is from the Associated Propaganda. Jerry Seinfeld, Bruce Springsteen, Jim Gaffigan, Nora Jones, Questlove, and the ever-present Jon Stewart will stand up later this year at the annual Stand Up for Heroes fundraiser. Well, at least they're doing something to help out, I guess, Let's see what else here we have. Kurdish-led group in Syria says has dissolved after merging with the army. Associated Propaganda reports the commander of the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces on Tuesday announced the official dissolution of the group, once controlled a de facto autonomous zone in Syria's northeast. Ukraine needs changes to avoid losing war, ousted defense minister says, and Russia to seize commercial infrastructure left unprotected from drones. As reported here, that's from the War Zone and Defense News. Marine actor Spy Ortiz's war depicts pursuits of World War II commando. Military Times reports the journalist Katie S. Sanders' foray into her family's World War II lore came to her, like many others, tucked in the attic. A new Call of Duty game featured Medal of Honor recipient Kyle Carpenter. He was the his Navy SEAL, wasn't it? Call of Duty is once again putting a real hero on the roster. Activision announced that Modern Warfare 4, launching October 23, will include the Call of Duty and Endowment Valor Pack as day one downloadable content, adding retired Marine Corporal Kyle Carpenter as a playable character.
Let me pull the latest on those.
And let's see here. Commentary and analysis from Politico. Australia wanted more U.S. missiles. The Iran war may make them harder to get.
Let me check the latest on that.
So what is your latest you're checking on all of that? Let's have it. Come on. Hit me.
I'm pulling the latest on all those stories for you. Okay, Here's the latest. The Navy's Epic Vigilance Initiative directs service members, families, and civilians to make social media profiles private and remove any military ties or patterns of life. This is due to threats like doxing and surveillance, especially with Operation Epic Fury. For the industrial base, Acting Navy Secretary Hung Kao appointed Andrew Magliochetti to lead the new Defense Industrial Base Office, focusing on domestic manufacturing and supply chain resilience. The Navy also released its final environmental impact statement for renewing leases on over 8,000 acres on Kauai for the Pacific Missile Range facility. The Stand Up for Heroes 20th anniversary is set for November 9th at Lincoln Center, featuring Bruce Springsteen, Jon Stewart, Hassan Minaj, and others. In Syria, the Kurdish-led SDF has officially dissolved after merging with the Syrian army. Ousted Ukrainian Defense Minister Mikhailo Fedorov warned Ukraine is slowly losing the war due to corruption and a lack of innovation, urging urgent changes. Russia issued a decree allowing the state to seize control of critical infrastructure if owners fail to protect it from Ukrainian drone attacks. And Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 will include retired Marine Corporal Kyle Carpenter, a Medal of Honor recipient, as a playable character in its Day 1 Valor Pack.
All right. So we have all of that going on. That's great. So here's what I'm saying. Like, who is the other? Like that's. I like the whole Medal of Honor thing. I guess with the hero thing. But like, I was wondering, like, so does it cost money to get that, or do you get it for free?
The Medal of Honor itself is free. It's awarded by the
No,
president.
no, 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 no,
Extraordinary.
no. Talking about the video game. Do you get the characters for free, or do you have to pay for them, or do you have to complete like a quest?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. How does it work? Please explain.
It's Day 1 downloadable content, so you usually have to pay for it. You don't earn it by completing missions.
So, who is the Navy SEAL?
Let me check the latest on that.
No, no, no. Like, okay, so like, so like, I mean, if that's the case, if they're gonna do that, don't you think like some of the proceeds should go to like, like families of deceased warriors, like special operators or something like that?
Yeah, that'd be a solid move. Honor the hero and actually help the families at the same time.
I'm just saying. I'm not telling anybody what to do. I don't know if they already have something going on. I'm just saying. I mean, I think that was
Yeah, you're just throwing it out.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Whatever. All right. So what else, Ara? What's your favorite out of all of those? What's your top pick?
My top pick's the Kyle Carpenter Valor Pack. Putting a real Medal of Honor recipient in the game as a playable character is a cool way to honor him.
Yeah, I like it too. I think that's totally cool.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Let's see here. Trump has submitted civil nuclear agreement with Saudi Arabia to Congress for review, and Trump administration removes Syria from state sponsor of terrorism lists. It's from the Associated Press and Stars and Stripes.
Let me pull the latest on both of those.
All right. So anyway, that's it. We're out of here.
All right, we're wrapping it up.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning into the Early Bird Beatdown.
What else can we cover here? Yeah, check out things. Go ahead. You were continue where you left off. All right. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead. Keep going.
So anyway, that's it. We're out of here.
No, you were saying something about the Bongino show.
Yeah, go check out Vince on the Bongino Report, then Graham, then the Podfather at 10. Stay safe out there.
Yep. That's it, guys. Put your seatbelt on. Drive safe. be aware. Um, you know, just pay attention around you guys. Stuff's going on around here. Maybe I mean, just always be aware. But whatever. Put your seatbelt on. Don't drink and drive. Call your mother. Tell your lover you only have one mother. And with that said, we're out of here, guys. This is Dino and Ara. We're signing off. UnityAmericanRadio.com. We'll see you guys again tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. So thank you for surfing on in, everybody. Go ahead over to the Bongino report there, and then you got Graham at 9 coming up after him, and then the Podfather at 10. And so that's that. That's about that. And let me see what else am I here. Yep, that's it. So this is Shadows on the Sun by Chris Carson. We did this over in our studio in Port Charlotte, Peachland.
Here's Carson.
See the shadows on the sun. Why don't you lay your burdens down? And again, also, guys, God bless America. Lord Father in heaven, please give us all the strength in our heart and the will to continue to persevere through whatever it is we have to face. And we do this in your name, Lord. Amen.
Amen.
If I'm drowning, yeah, baby, I'll drown with you. We've got pain here, deep down inside. It doesn't change, no. It's just a problem of the never die. I said I'm not the only one who sees the shadows on the sun. Why don't you lay your burdens down? You know once upon a time, yeah, we were fucked up on life. We've had to lay those burdens down. From down here, you know that we were drowned into. And yeah. You're down here, yeah. You know that I'll drown with you. We've got to play deep down inside, and it doesn't change, no. It's just a problem of another day. I said I'm not the only one who sees the shadows on the sun. Why don't you lay your burdens down? And no once upon a time, yeah, I was strung out on the line.